Welcome and namaskar. Once again, I have with me Padma Shri recipient Dr. Sudhir Parikh in our weekly show, that is this week with Dr. Sudhir Parikh on ITV Gold. Namaskar, Dr. Parikh.
Namaskar everyone.
So, we just celebrated India's 78th Independence Day, and we had parades in New York. We had this week parade in New York, and then we had parades last week in New Jersey. And of course, you and Parikh Media, they played definitely a key role in especially the FIA parade. So tell us, what were some of the key takeaways for you?
I think the parade is always good in a sense. It's in my opinion, personal opinion, parade is a way to show our American friends as well as our second generation what's the importance of independence of India, because all this our second generation or even half of our first generation who came here, they born after independence, so they had no idea how the freedom fighter fought for the independence, how much sacrifice they given to the country, and so forth. So I think it is a great idea to showcase our freedom struggle, showcase our culture, our heritage, plus our Indianness, and this is a way to remember the history. And I think that's how we started this 42 years ago. And now it started with a small, of course, as a small parade. Our first Grand Marshal was Zubin Mehta, who is, as you know, who was a kind of a great music director. And then always some Bollywood stars came, Raj Kapoor, right from Raj Kapoor to all the way to Sonakshi Sinha. When I was president, I called 4 Grand Marshals, not one.
Wow.
One was Anil Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor, Shashi Kapoor, and Shatrughan Sinha. And of course, when Shashi Kapoor was hit, he was more hit than Anil Kapoor, because all American people, they came out for the parade. Usually,
I think Shashi Kapoor was popular here too.
Yes, because he had a lot of English American movies.
Yes.
With the Ivory Merchant. So he was very popular, and he was a very classy guy. All this Kapoor family were very classy. And we had a very great parade, and every year we always get some good kind of A-star as a Bollywood, what do you call as a Grand Marshal, celebrity. And I think it's very important, because a lot of people, they comment and criticize that why you need to spend that kind of money to get the celebrity. But I think celebrities are crowd puller. Without them, young kids, young generation will not show up on the street. So I think they should be there. And I think this it's a great way to show the unity in diversity. So,
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So, going back from here, the 78th parade, let's go to India, where, Prime Minister Modi, he delivered a historic speech, which was the longest by a prime minister. So tell me, what key messages did you find interesting in his speech?
Well, I think the way he always his way of saying, way of delivering the ideas, because he is talking about the future. He wants to make India's economy a third economy by 2048. So of course it's 30 years away from today, but that's a dream, and unless you vision or dream big, you cannot achieve it, right? So I think that way, and he wants to make India more advanced, out of developing country to developed country, and so forth in the world. And I think he has a great idea, great vision. And what he said from that Red Fort was really a good summary of the things what India should do in next 25 to 30 years.
But I felt like there were not a lot of big policy enhancements, And do you think will we see one nation, one election, and one secular civil code in this term?
I don't think so. Because not only Because see, there are some advantage and there are some disadvantage. In the past, they tried to do one election, one nation, one election, but it didn't work out good. Because what happens then, if central government is powerful and popular, then they can pull all the assembly with them. So then you lose the federalism and you lose the diversity of the state. So and it's not possible in India that way. So I think whatever we are doing it now, it's a good idea, and we have to continue. I mean, even USA doesn't have one election, one nationwide. They always have different elections, right? State-wise and a federal election. So that's the best way to go. And I think another ideas what he put forward, I'm sure it will happen, but not immediately, because right now it's a kind of a mixed government, and he has to rely on all these other parties who are supporting him.
So let's talk about this case, the rape and murder case of the doctor in West Bengal, which has like involved protests by doctors, by, I would say, supporters from everywhere globally. So tell us, what can we expect next from there?
Well, I think this tells us that in the hospital there is no there's no security. And there is no, I mean, the hospital administrators should have taken care of security of the hospital, because, I mean, what I hear, that all the hospital corridor at night time, there is nobody's there, nobody's watching. And I agree, I mean, I relate with that, because when we were doctors in the hospital as a resident doctor, we used to have the same thing, in a sense that we used to sometimes kind of scare to, even in the New York hospital, sometimes it's like that. Not everywhere you can get the security.
Isn't like security, when you talk about security, don't we have security here, like in the night time we have?
No, we have security, but then even there also now we have cameras and everything, but who is monitoring it?
Oh, okay.
That is a problem. And then if nobody is monitoring it, that camera has no meaning, right? Because I'm sure in this is a big hospital, RG Kolkata hospital is a really big hospital, general hospital, and I'm sure there is a camera everywhere, but nobody was monitoring it, or whatever reason they did not identify that. You know?
So, but do you think like they need to really beef up their security?
Yes, that's all you can do. And then of course everybody has, and we have to educate the people that certain thing you cannot do it, and certain thing you have to stay away from it.
All right, so let's talk about this DNC, which is happening here. Yesterday it was in Chicago, and I think it was amazing to see the new energy and unity there, and of course Biden passing on his baton to Harris. I want your comments on that.
I think by Biden withdrawing from the race and given to Kamala Harris rightfully, it makes the race, the whole election very close. And I think it's now really kind of real election, and both the party is kind of equal right now, and it's anyone guess who will win. I mean, nobody has kind of locked their winning in this election yet, because it's still 3 months to go, and it's a lot in politics. 3 months is very long time, as we learned from the even India election, that everything can change within a month or two.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a very powerful election, and both sides are extreme thinking. And their philosophy is different, their foreign policy is different, their social policy is different. So probably we'll see who wins or who convinces the young voters to vote.
But like, do you think like Harris, she has been able to create an advantage for herself and monopolize on like women vote, black vote, and galvanize even youngsters?
Well, of course, but still, what I heard that only 74% of the black vote are willing to vote for her.
Okay.
So if only 74%, Obama, when he won the election, 90% black people voted for him. So if she cannot bring up to close to 90, then I think black vote advantage goes away, because there are other blacks in the other part of the country may vote for Republican. We don't know.
But why do you think blacks won't vote for her? She won't have 90%?
No, because in any ethnicity, nobody is nobody's a kind of property. Any ethnicity, and because some Indian is running doesn't mean that all Indian will vote for Indian. Because everybody has liking and disliking. Everybody has different thinking. So I doubt that it happens. But majority of the black people will vote for her because of she is black, black descent. So I think that's advantage.
What do you think about Indian Americans?
Indian American is split into two. I mean, majority of the Indian American 60-40, 60% will vote Democrat because they are basically rightfully or wrongfully think that when they themselves are immigrant, came here, so we have to be Democrat. Not necessarily. And the Republican administration who opened up the immigration for Indians, not Democrat. The people have no idea about those things. So I think it will be probably 60-40. Young Indians, our second generation will vote for probably Trump more than Kamala Harris, because they all want they want to be successful in their business. They want to be more entrepreneur. They want less taxes wants to pay to the government and so forth. And that is all Republican thinking.
All right. So let's go to our favorite part, that is the rapid fire round, and I know you know the rules. Yes, no, or just a one-line answer. My first question is from Sanjay. Wants to know, was Biden's 52-minute speech in the DNC convention a good farewell to his 50-plus years of legacy?
I think so. He did a great speech yesterday, and he really gave a lot of compliments and a lot of lift to the Kamala Harris candidacy. And I think he has done quite a bit. 50 years of being a congressman, senators, and then vice president twice, and then become president. It is not easy thing to do. I mean, it's a long period. He kind of devoted himself to the public affairs. So I think he needs to be congratulated for that, and I think his speech was very good.
Absolutely, it was good, and he even was saying things for Trump also, which were not kind of in the right perspective, but yes, he was doing that. So next question is from Pankti. Pankti wants to know, is the Calcutta doctor murder case impacting political capital for Mamata Banerjee?
I don't think so, because this is a criminal thing. I mean, it's not that it was orchestrated by any given party. So it happens. People are crazy. Sometimes they do crazy things. And that has nothing to do with the party. And it won't, because what they will do is they are going to investigate very carefully and they should punish the culprits and give them good, just like they did in Delhi. That rape case in Delhi about 5-6 years ago, they all got jail. And so I think they should,
Okay. Seema wants to know, BJP government backing out and applying reservation to lateral hires for UPSC. Are they going away from meritocracy?
Yeah, they are not going away from the meritocracy, but I think it's against the kind of constitution. So that's why they are backing off, because they know that there is no support from the political parties, even their own supporters. And they cannot take a chance, otherwise government can fall, So I think, I mean, before, if BJP would have an absolute majority themselves, they could have done it. But not now. Now it's very difficult. So they retrieve both. There are two things. Waqt board thing also they did not put on the table. They retracted that thing.
All right. Sharda wants to know, should Trump continue to attack Biden even though he's not contesting anymore?
I mean, he has right to attack the Biden policy and the Biden immigration policy, because Kamala Harris is a part of that policy. So I think he has right to do that.
Okay. The next question is from me, and it's a health question. I want to know, is it better to reduce sugar intake or move to sugar substitutes?
I think sugar intake better to reduce the sugar intake, but it's impossible to do that, practically speaking. So because everywhere there is a sugar.
Especially where we come from.
Anywhere, anybody. So everywhere there is a sugar. So I think you are better off using the sugar substitute, because nowadays sugar substitute is very safe, like Splenda or Trivia or so, because they are plant-based thing. And so at least that way you cut down your sugar intake, real sugar intake, quite a bit. And
but is it better to have Truvia or have honey?
No, I think Trivia, honey is sugar.
Honey is sugar.
Yeah, it's a wrong concept that honey is better.
Because in Ayurveda we are like,
Ayurveda has their own way of pushing the thing, but honey is a sugar, pure sugar.
Okay.
It's like a sugar cane juice. Why won't is full of sugar?
Okay, all right. And my last rapid fire question is from Chandra. Chandra wants to know, is there risk of monkeypox outbreak in India region?
No, not really. I mean, it might be in the very remote area where there is jungle where there is a lot of monkeys there, and there it could be, but not otherwise.
All right. And before you give out this week's message, I want to remind our viewers that you can follow Dr. Sudhir Parikh on Facebook at Dr. Parikh, and you can also follow him on Twitter. The handle is SUDPARIKH. Go ahead, please.
Dear friends, we had an absolutely magnificent parade last Sunday. India Day parade, which is almost the largest parade outside India, other than India. And that parade was really done with all the show, pomp, and band, baja, everything. And a lot of different diversity or diversified NRIs took part in it. Even the unique thing about this year parade was we had a Ram temple replica which led the parade, and that was really very significant for those people who are Sanatan Dharma follower. And also there are also Christian float were there. There's a Muslim group was walking, so everybody was there. So it is really very it's a unity in diversity, and we should keep that kind of unity in diversity to achieve good results in the USA, the country of our adoption, because that's the only way to protect our own interests. So, and let me say that Jai Hind, God bless America, God bless India, and God bless Indian American, and enjoy the rest of the summer.